Today on Heavy Metal Frequency, I'm reviewing Ihsahn's newest album. It's an eponymous album. It's Ihsahn. And this is a very impressively fascinating dichotomous take on symphonic black metal. You could possibly say this is cinematic black metal because that's an unmitigated buzzword right now. This is cinematic, that's cinematic, everything's cinematic. And that would actually apply to this, but what Ihsahn's done on this album is it's an orchestral, read as symphonic black metal album, but it's far more intricate and complex than that. The digital orchestrations are it's a classical musician, and Ihsahn and his musicians, and the digital orchestrations are constructed as a fluid orchestra that intricately follows Ihsahn's music. It flows at the same pace as the guitar and the bass and the drums. It has a rhythmic quality to it. It's one of the most fascinating albums I've ever heard. And it's a black metal album. That's really cool. And so as far as some of the influences on this, I could definitely say there's a lot of After on this 2010 Ihsahn album. He was going to do 3 albums originally: The Adversary, Angel, and After, and he kept the project going after the initial 3. It was supposed to be a trilogy, and this has some post black metal elements on this. After was in reference to After, it was basically a post-black metal avant-garde jazz album. A little bit more complex than that, but still. So it's this has some post-black metal starkness to it. It has a little bit of that here and there, like on the song Blood Trails to Love. It could very easily be an after song. As far as some of the other stuff goes, there's some really, really cool stuff on here. There's as far as some of the influences with the classical composer side, there's some Stephen Sondheim, there's some, I don't feel like there's a lot of a Germanic, like a Wagnerian classical influence on this, is just really interesting. I feel like it's more like Stephen Sondheim and Danny Elfman and a little bit of Chuck Jones as well, no, seriously. And there's some other really neat touches on here, like there's a little bit of ragtime jazz, there's a little bit of funk, and so it doesn't necessarily follow like a purely classical rubric. It's so also, you could say this is classical crossover, so like melodic black metal, classical crossover, progressive. This is progressive black metal as well by rote, just by consideration of all the different elements here. It's really, really cool. And then there's some catchiness as well. The song Blood Trails to Love is really, really catchy, and it gets stuck in your head. That's just me though. And so this is a fantastic album. This is probably gonna be my album of the year, and I just love this. Just please support Ihsahn. Please pick up a copy and enjoy it. And I usually say this, have to spend a lot of time with it, and maybe with this you don't, because it's so highly conceptual. It's high concept, easy to summarize. So it's a classical take on melodic black metal, and you could look at that as other things like neoclassical black metal, or cinematic black metal, or progressive black metal. And this fits so well with various other black metal subgenres. It's progressive black metal, whatever you want. And there are other touches of other things like Chuck Jones elements, some other stuff, and ragtime jazz. And I would just listen to this, and you could spend a lot of time with it. You could really get into it, or you could just put it on. It works on multiple levels, and that's one of the beautiful things about albums like this, is you could, as the expression goes, you could be a casual with this, and it's still amazing. So please support Ihsahn. Please like and subscribe, and Ihsahn, sorry, and you have a good night.